Welcome to Daisy Case Primitives. My name is Christy, and this is my channel, my YouTube channel that I share my cross stitch, other handcrafts, my love of primitive and colonial style decor. And today is a floss tube. Today is also June 30th, 2023, and this is video number 53. I think, something like that. Last day of June, and that means this year's half over already. Time just keeps marching on. How are you? Hope everyone's well. Coming up on Independence Day, July 4th, here in the States, if you celebrate, if it applies. Hope you have a great holiday. We're gonna have a busy time here with our family. Still busy here. It's been hot, so the grass is not growing as much. So the mowing is slowed down. We have about 5 acres and most of it is mowed, and that is primarily my job. And, which I don't mind. I get a lot of good contemplation time in on the mower. We are still working on building this monstrosity of a deck. It is 16 by 20 feet wide, or it's 16 by 20 in dimensions, feet. And it will be covered, and it has been a job. My husband likes to do things himself, which he does a wonderful job, but we're getting older and we're slowing down, and the body doesn't move as quickly, and it's not as strong as it used to be. And I'm realizing that, and I think he is too, but he's being more stubborn than I am. So this project has turned into one can of worms opened after another. And we were having lunch one day, resting, and I said, this, Mr. Green Jeans, this is it. This is the last big project. And he looked at me kind of funny. He's like, yeah, this is the last big project, meaning this is the last one on the huge one on the list. So we get through this. If we get through this and we're still alive and well and married, we're accomplishing something. So I have a few things to share with you today, cross stitch wise. I just have it all piled up here, so I'll just begin. Let's do some finishes first, and I can get some of this out of my way. I've still been doing some Americana patriotic stitching. It just seems like there's one after the other, and I don't want to stop. I think this patriotic Americana stitching is fall and Christmas, and this one are at the top 3 that I like. So the first one is from the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, May 2015. It's a little silhouette right here called Liberty Parade. This is by Sandra Sullivan. Looks like this. I tore mine out of the magazine. It would be on starting on page 40. Really cute. I've seen Doreen of Privies and Prims. If you haven't watched her channel, go check her out. But she just completed this one. We've done several alike lately. She's inspired me, so I've been copying. So that's out of that one. I guess I'll throw it here. And this is my finish, which I'm not real happy with. I kind of did this one in haste because I wanted to get it done, but I stitched this on a 36 count piece of Color and Cotton's oatmeal. I really love the color of that linen. Looks really nice with primitive colors. And I just mounted it on a piece of cardboard that's been wrapped in this homespun check. And same with the stitch piece. And then I took some Purple Paper Mountain chenille and wrapped around the edges. It's wonky. I'm not happy with it. My Aleene's glue has dried out, and so I had to use my hot glue gun, and I'm not happy with the end results, and it's cockeyed, but it's done. And I've been enjoying it on my table in my dining room. Every time I walk through the room, I just have to smile when I see it. So that was a finish. Really a cute stitch, lots of fun. I love the buntings at the top, the crows holding the flags. The crows are charted to have like goldish colored beaks. I just chose to stitch my crows all black. I didn't do his beak in a different color. And I also just chose miscellaneous DMC flosses to stitch mine. So stitch number 1, finish. Cute. All right, next one that I completed, and I don't have the cover photo. I put this pattern away, and I don't think I've shared this yet. This is Freedom Crow. Maybe I did. I don't know. If I have, here it is again. Freedom Crow, Primitive Stitching, Shelly On. You can get this chart PDF on her Etsy shop. And I don't recall what fabric I used. I think it was just a scrap of fabric. And I backed it with a blue and a red and a green check. And then I used some purple paper mountain ribbon and tied it in a bow, tacked on a button on top of the knot of the bow. And then I'll show you this ribbon here in a second, but it's crinkly and wavy, and I liked how it was just kind of draped across the pillow, and I thought, well, that looks pretty, and I like how it looked, and I knew the tails, if I didn't tack them down, would just be kind of draping everywhere. So I went ahead and tacked here and here so that the tails would stay in place. I really like how this turned out. Very, very cute, very prim. I used, I believe, all the called for DMC flosses that were charted. So, one more fully finish. This is, you can see I've used it, but this is the ribbon. This is, I purchased from Purple Paper Mountain on Etsy, and I'll show you some more that I've got, I just got recently. But it's hand-dyed ribbon that is all kind of crinkled up. I've used this before on another pillow kind of as ruching, and she wraps it in these cute little papers. I love her finishing trims, and I just purchased all these recently, so I kind of show you. The reason why I like her trims are they are petite, small. They are not overbearing for my pillow tucks, the style that I like, my preference of how I finish my tucks. I like adding a little something to them. Not every one of them will I do that to, but it just kind of jazzes them up a little bit, but I don't want it to be overpowering. I want to see the stitch. I want the stitching to stand out more so than the finished pieces. So that's why I prefer these. They're small. She puts them on these little cards. I got some really cool green because I was thinking it would be neat for some Halloween or even springtime. I'm trying to find the end here where I can show you. This is some chenille. It's a little bit wider than what I've normally gotten. She puts them on these little cardstock tags, so once you're finished, once you're finished with the tag, you can repurpose them as maybe a floss drop or, you know, whatever. They vary in lengths that she offers, so they're not all the same length, but they're very economical, very reasonable, and such a variety of colors. This one, thought this would be good for some Halloween stitching. She sent some four extras as a thank you. I've purchased a few times from her, and I really, really like. This one's interesting. Where's the end of this? I don't remember what this was called, but it's, I don't know what it's made of. It feels kind of felty, but really smooth, and it's not seam binding or bias tape. But anyway, Purple Paper Mountain on Etsy. Very quick shipping, lots of varieties to choose from, and I highly recommend them. So I've shared them before. All right, what else? I didn't show you this last time. I had this one finished. This is Pinker and Pumpkins. I think I was stitching it, but I didn't share that I had the fully finished. Pinker and Pumpkins, Aunt Bees salt box maybe, but I got it all done. I've backed it with some like black and mustardy colored check homespun. I filled this one with sawdust, and I didn't really get my corners very full. I used polyfill down in the corners, and I could do better on that, but I like the heft, the weight of the sawdust. So that one's a cute one. I stuck some black, and there's one yellow bead head pins in there, just to add a little something. Very sweet. The design had something else on one of the sides, on one side of the house, and I didn't stitch it that way. I just copied the sunflowers from the opposite side to it, and that's how I finished it. I also back stitched around my windows because they were kind of getting lost in the stitching of the house. Very sweet. Pinker and Pumpkin blog, freebie. You have to go kind of digging around on her blog to find the charts, but you'll find all kinds of other cute things in the process that you'll want to stitch also. So that was fully finished that I didn't show last time. This is the recent one. Oh goodness, what's this one called? Patriotic Salt Box, maybe? So cute. I am stitching all of these pillows on 36 count vintage country mocha, and I'm just choosing my own floss colors, and I kind of use her color chart as a guide, but then I just choose whatever I like. This one, let's see, I think over here on this, in place of that fence, there was a bee skep charted, and I just decided to put another fence there and put some bunting on it. I don't know if you can see that very well. Bunting on the fence, and there's a bald eagle sitting on the fence. I love the buntings on the windows. So cute. So cute. So Pinker and Pumpkins blog again, freebie charts, salt boxes. Thank you very much. I don't think Melissa watches my channel, but I'm so grateful and thankful that she generously, graciously offers many, many free charts, and she's such a very talented designer and so fun to stitch. So that was the most recent addition to the neighborhood, and I keep them right now. I'm kind of running out of space, but I keep them in this tobacco basket with, I have a piece of quilt that I pieced, quilt top that's laying in the bottom of the basket, kind of draped in there. And then I've got some little spools laying in here, and they work nicely to help prop up the pillow. And then I have some of these pennies that I backed and stuffed, just kind of laying in there. So I have, what, six finished up now, and I've showed all the others in past videos, but really, really enjoying stitching these. They're so cute, so much fun. And I'm not sure which one I'm gonna start next. I need to figure that out soon. Okay. Let's see, we talked about that, and that. I'll talk about a couple of purchases while I have them here in front of me. Has everybody seen these? Little Robin Designs, Little Liberty. So cute. They kind of remind me a little bit of, kind of like antique coverlets. Thought they were so sweet. So I purchased that. I don't know that I will get started on these this year. Who knows what I'll do. I don't even know what I'm doing from day to day. Also, I bought Sweetland from Teresa Kogut. I really love that. This one you could really split up. Like you could stitch the eagle by itself. You could stitch the house and the flag by itself, or this one alone, or you could just stitch these two together. Lots of variety of what you can do with this design, but I personally love eagles. At the lake, we see lots of bald eagles now. I've been able to see an eagle's nest fairly up close, and it's just awesome, awesome sight. So very cute Teresa Kogut chart. So I got that. Then on Etsy, I found this really sweet little retreat stitching mat, and the Etsy shop creator is called Stitch in Peace. I love this little black and white mat. Very, very economical. So up in the corner here, we have a place that you can put your needles or even flosses, because that's a kind of, what is that? That felty, oh, I can't think of the word, but we use them a lot in the thread beds. You have a pocket down here in the corner, pocket here and here, and inside this pocket is where you can store your Ort container, and it pops out like this. It has a snap here, attachment in the bottom, and has the snap bottom there, so you can attach it at your space and a place to keep your orts, and it doesn't get away from you. When you're done, you just unsnap it, fold them down, and place it back in your pocket. Very cute, very sweet. I don't recall the dimensions. It seems like it's maybe 14 by 20, something like that. But it's just a really nice size to place down at your stitchy spot. Hopefully, one of these days I'll get back to Stitch Group and I can use this there. So I just thought it was really pretty, and it has the daisy theme on it. So very, very pleased with the purchase. It's also kind of, she stitched it to kind of like quilt it in a way to hold things in place. So it's got some stabilizer in there also. So very pleased with this purchase, and I would recommend going and checking out her Etsy shop. All right, so those are purchases, finishes, got them. I've been watching a lot of FlossTube. Again, sorry, the old hip is hurting, gotta readjust. So I wanted to mention some that I've watched. Shelly from It's Only Stitching, and Stitching Bunny, Miss Judy. She has lots of samplers. She's just, she and her hubby are in the process of a move. So I can't imagine that after several years in one place, having to move, but they've been busy doing that. And I love all the eyeglasses. She has quite the variety of glasses that she wears. It's just kind of, I enjoyed seeing the next one she has. Another one that I've watched, The Artsy Housewife, Cross Stitch Therapy with Gracie. I'm just gonna run through this long list. Tammy Ernest, she does quilting also. For the Love of Stitches, love that, love it. The So-and-Sos, Megan, the Wide-Eyed Stitcher, Patchy Pony Stitcher, the In-Hand Stitcher, Deborah Carroll Stitcher, Crafty Mimi of 6, Callie Creates, Lizzie the Stitcher, So Createful, Loose Thread Stitchers, really been enjoying watching them, and the Turtle Stories. I'm pretty sure that's right. And then Floss Boss and Cousins. Oh my. The Floss Boss and Cousins are such a hoot. They remind me, I feel like I'm just right at home watching them. I love their accents, and like I said, I feel right at home with them because they remind me so much of my own family. It's not even funny. So my list of people that I've watched lately, there are so many new FlossTube channels. You know, thanks for stopping by and watching me, but there are so many more to watch. I like the variety, just because they don't maybe stitch the same things that I do. I still enjoy watching everything that everybody is stitching and how they're finishing. It's just interesting to me. And so those are just a few that I've been watching lately, so go check them out. So what else have I been stitching? Well, my monthly sampler for June has been Cathcart Colquhoun by Shakespeare's Peddler. I love this. So this was my June sampler I started last year. I'm stitching this on a 36 count chocolate milk fabrics by Stephanie, and I am using all the charted flosses, and here is my progress. I don't recall. I think I just had a little bit here in the upper corner started last time I shared with you, but I'm just wanting to try to go ahead and move down this side to get to the lower corner so that I can cut off my linen and get it out of my way. I stitch in hand, and although this down here is not in my hand, it lays on my lap, and I just don't like all the bulk. So I want to try to get down here so I can lop that off, and also to be able to use this fabric for something else. It's a beautiful color of fabric. So there we are. That's my progress. Let's see. These larger, what is that? That's an in. That's an in that's not got his other leg on him yet. But this larger alphabet here in this section, and here are eyelets. And this band, there's a couple. Actually, this row of alphabets is supposed to be stitched four-sided stitch, and I wasn't paying attention, and I got started and didn't do it that way. But I did do the band underneath it. This band right under here is four-sided stitch, and I don't know that I really like that. I mean, I'll do it, but I'm not sure that that's my favorite stitch. So that is my progress on Cathcart Colquhoun Shakespeare's Peddler, my June sampler. And I'm not sure, I'm liking my progress with her, and I'd like to get a little bit more, so she may stay out through July, or who knows what I'll do. So that was one of my whips. Second one that I've been working on is O Tannenbaum by Brenda Gervais. And I've gotten all my homework done, except I still need to move my needles, so just a second here. I have all these other sections done. This is the one I'm working on now, the Santa, the big guy. I've completed this one, and this one. So once he's done, all that's left will be the snowflake that goes in the center. So I am stitching right along and keeping up with the SAL that I'm doing with Shanda, Stitching in Idaho. So here is my progress on Santa. I have through July to get him complete. I'm stitching this on a 36 count Picture This Plus Legacy linen, Legacy the color, and that's my progress on Santa. Lots of stitches in his coat. This was my finish from last time, which I don't believe I've showed you that yet. It's hard to see the white here on the camera, but it's showing up nicely. And here is the sled and the sheep. And here's this piece. Oh, Christmas tree. So cute. I am so glad to be getting this worked on. And I'm keeping up with the SAL. I'm not usually very good saler, stitch-alonger. I usually am good about starting, but keeping up with stitching along and actually finishing, I'm not. But this I really want to have complete so that I can have it for Christmas decor. Okay, another that my rotation has kind of fallen by the wayside. When it hit June, I knew that I wanted to stitch a lot of patriotic pieces because I have several that I want to do. Still, the list is long. So my rotation had kind of gone by the wayside. But I haven't shared my most recent update on my stocking. Try to stitch on my stocking on Sundays. This is Sampler Stocking by Carriage House Samplings. I am stitching this on a piece of 36 count. Make sure I'm gonna tell you this right. 36 count Rustic Drab by XJU Designs, and I am using the DMC. And here is my progress. Last time I showed you, I believe I was working on the lady, or maybe I was down here. The lady has some flowers in her hand that I have not stitched that yet. And let's see, I got all the grass done. I got the next band of buds finished and starting on this flower motif. Coming down here now into the toe, well, especially right in here, there's going to be quite a bit of stitching for all of that grass. Yeah. I was wondering what those little white dots were. I was wondering if they were sheep, but no, they're flowers. So I'm coming in close. Only stitching on it once. I haven't really done this every Sunday either, because on the weekends is the only time that we can really get any good amount of time in to work around the house for the project. So Sundays have been work days, so not much time spent on that, but I'm keeping up with it because I really would like to get that finished. As I get closer to the end of finishing stitching, I'm getting a little nervous about actually finishing that myself into the stocking. So I don't know. I'm kind of getting apprehensive about doing that myself. So we'll see what happens when I get there. Got to finish it first, right? Okay. What am I wanting to stitch next? Like I said, I'm kind of all over the place. Lots of projects to work on. Not as much stitching time, but I'm getting my stitches in. But I'm contemplating for July. And a lot of stitchers do Christmas and July stitching. So I have this, another stitch in piece bag. I love this, so pretty. Cardinals with the pine cones. So I pulled out a couple of pieces that I think I want to work on for stitching Christmas in July. I can get it out of here. Also, this bag came with another Ort catcher. So pretty. Love, love, love this. There's this inside. So pretty. Love that fabric. Anyway, another wonderful bag, great prices, stitch in piece, same place that I bought the Retreat stitching bag. So I pulled out the Father Christmas chart from the Prairie Schooler. I love Belsnickels, which is the German word, I believe, for Santas. I could be all wrong. Anyway, I've had this chart for quite some time, and I just love them. Here on the back, they show them finished as more of a stand-up with the rounded tops. I've yet to finish a stand-up, but I think I could do it. These look like they may be more like a pillow tuck or possibly an ornament. But I would like to take the month of July and stitch a few of these. These are similar to the Prairie Schooler Santas, the ones that they do yearly. But these are just a little different. These are more primitive looking than the other Santas. So I think I'm going to work on a few of these. I'm not sure which one I'll start with yet. And who knows how many I'll get through. But I think I'm going to try to stitch as many as I can. And another one that I pulled out, another Belsnickel. This one's called Blue Belsnickel from Lori Brecklin, Not Forgotten Farm. I have it all kitted with some fabric and DMC floss, but I like him. He looks kind of bright here in the photo, but that blue is actually DMC 924, I think. Yeah, 924. It's a little bit darker, more prim than so much bright. So those are a couple that I want to stitch in July. And I'm also getting kind of interested in stitching some fall or Halloween. That urge has really kind of hit me early. Usually I want to start doing Halloween and fall stuff about September, but this one's calling to me. This is Stacy Nash's Halloween pin keep. Love that pumpkin head and the black cat. So I pulled out a piece of, no, I just purchased this. This is Fabrics by Stephanie 36 count colonial parchment. It's hard to tell here in, well, you can kind of see it. It has a little bit of greenish tones to it, so I thought it would look really good with those colors of floss. And I will use the DMC Although, I don't know, I may, on this pumpkin head, might try to use a overdyed floss that's kind of variegated to get some dimension in on him. We'll see. But that is another one that's been calling to me that I'm really tempted to start. So there we go. Now, my clock is showing 35 minutes. I am hoping that I don't have to edit this hardly at all, if any. And I'm hoping that I can get this uploaded. You all don't see, there are so many things that I have to delete and edit that it's really kind of disappointing to me. I don't get to show a lot of haul. It ends up, I edit down to basically just the stitching, and it goes by zippity clip for you. And I know some of you would like longer videos, and mine typically end up being very short, but it's because of my internet, and I'm using my phone, and I'm just not going to spend a lot of money or a lot of time in trying to produce a video that looks real professional or is lengthy, because I just can't. So we'll see how this one goes. So anyway, that's all I have to share with you today. Thank you very much to all the new subscribers. Thank you for all the comments. I always read every one of them. Well, I say everyone. There's been a few that have gotten by me for some glitches of some sort. If that was you, I apologize. But thanks for the comments. I always try. There's been a couple of videos that I've not been able to go back and reply to comments. I feel like if you take the time to watch the video, my videos, and you take the time to comment, which I appreciate, and I get it, we can't all do that, and it takes time, or it's just not convenient. But if you take the time to leave me a comment, I'm going to take the time to reply. And it may be very short, and it may just be a thank you, but I hope that you understand that it's very heartfelt thank you, and that I appreciate everyone that watches, all those that comment, and all those that have subscribed, and it means more than you know. Thank you very much. Have a very safe and happy Independence Day, 4th of July in the U.S., if that applies. And hope you get in plenty of stitching time. Be safe and happy, and I will see you next time.